Curse Rounds has a fascinating and interesting twist on the action roguelike genre because you never upgrade your character at any point in time during the game. Instead, at the end of each level, from a choice of over 60 cards, 2 are picked at random, and they each have curses, usually to buff up the enemies or to add a new variation or problem into the mix that you now have to contend with. That could be that your gun fails to fire occasionally, or you're going to have half your health. Or it could be, and the most frustrating one for me, is that the screen shakes every time you shoot your gun. That caused me a headache. But each one of these, alongside things like any enemy that causes you damage clones, or all enemies clone whenever you receive damage, or all the enemies are going to go faster, or there's a bigger chance of more beefier, bigger enemies that will then throw lots of things at you, or a ghost will chase you around the screen so you can never stop moving. Loads of different variety of things to choose, including skiddy floors, rain that then causes just enough visual confusion on the screen that might cause you then to slip up and cause an error. There's just lots to choose from, and I really like the variety. I also enjoy the art style, which is clearly inspired by Binding of Isaac, but the monochrome effect works very well. And I quite like the fact that a washing machine appears at the end of each level and then just spits out at random a specific power-up for your character, which is like either increasing attack damage, attack speed, or movement speed. But again, you aren't choosing the upgrade, it's given to you at random, so therefore it's out of your control. The moment-to-moment gameplay is actually quite basic though, because all you're doing is running, shooting, and there's a dodge button. There is nothing else. And if you're playing on PC, it's keyboard and mouse only, no controller support, but controller support is available on the console versions. Now, dodging becomes a really key part of this game the further you get into it, because more and more bigger, beefier enemies will appear, and they love to charge at you, and so do most of the bosses. So making sure that you keep your distance, but also still being able to kind of pick away at at shooting the bosses is really, really key. The bosses are odd because some of them I found incredibly easy. Some of them, once you got used to being able to dodge out of the way, then became easy as well. And so the bosses to me visually looked fun, but were generally quite underwhelming until you get to like the final one, and in which case that one is a wee bit more on the difficult side of things. A run in Curse Rounds can be done in under half an hour. It will take you a few goes for you to be able to do that well, but where Curse Rounds really shines is that each run does feel different. The bosses come in different patterns, so do the basic enemies, so do the different curses, and with all the different combinations of how that unfolds, and you deciding which curses you're actually going to take, really does mean that each run through doesn't feel the same, and that's probably the biggest praise that I can give Curse Rounds, because it does mean that you come back for more repeatedly, even though this game is designed for short, sharp sprints. Curse Rounds, originally out on PC earlier this year, is now on consoles, so if you need a monochromatic Binding of Isaac inspired action roguelike, then perhaps Curse Rounds should be a curse that you endure.